Hello dear students, welcome once again to our channel Maths in Minutes with Priya. Today is clip 44, Profit and Loss part 4. I hope you watched first 3 parts wherein we have covered basic concepts, few shortcuts. We also learned when SP is given, profit percent is given, how to find CP. We learn concept method, shortcut method, as well as two transaction when CP is same, when SP is same, those type of examples, those 4 types. All these are covered in first 3 parts. Today is part 4, so let's begin. A man sells 16 oranges at the cost of 20 oranges. Find profit percent or loss percent. First we are going to learn it using formula method, then we will also solve it using concept method. Both are very easy. First let us see what is the formula. Formula is profit percent or loss percent is equal to n minus m upon m multiplied by 100. And what are these m and n? M is quantity sold and n is quantity of which cost price is mentioned. Let us apply this in this example. Quantity sold. What is sold? A man sells 16 oranges. That means M is 16. In our example, M is 16. It is sold. Correct? Quantity sold. N is quantity of which cost price is mentioned. At the cost of 20 oranges. So cost price is mentioned of how many oranges? 20. So N is equal to 20. We are not given actual cost price or actual selling price. Nothing is given to us. So we won't be able to find actual profit or actual loss. We will be able to find only percent. So now we already have values of M and N. We will substitute in this formula. N is 20 minus 16 upon 16 into 100. 20 minus 16 is 4. 4 upon 16 into 100. 4 ones are 4 fours are. This is 25. So answer is 25. 25% profit. When we get a positive number here, the answer is profit. If we get a negative number here, then the answer is loss. So remember this formula. Your answer is 25% profit. This formula is also very easy to remember. But what if you forget this formula in exam? Then how to solve it with concept method? Let us see that also. Cost price, selling price, nothing is given. So I am going to start with let cost price of 1 orange equal to 1 rupee. I am going to assume it as 1 rupee. Now they are saying a man sells 16 oranges at the cost of 20 oranges. What is the cost of 20 oranges? Cost of 1 orange is 1 rupee. So cost price of 20 oranges will be how much? 20 rupee, isn't it? But he is selling how many oranges? Is he selling 20 oranges? He is selling 16 oranges. What will be cost price of 16 oranges? It is 16 rupees, isn't it? Cost price of 16 oranges is 16 rupees. But he is selling it at what cost? He is selling this 16 oranges at the cost price of 20 that is given to us. He is selling 16 oranges at the cost of 20 oranges. So selling price of 16 oranges is this, cost of 20 oranges. Got it? So now we have cost price of 16 oranges. We also have selling price of 16 oranges. Quantities are equal. So can we find profit or loss? Cost price is 16, selling price is 20. So how much is the profit? It is 4, isn't it? And we need to find profit percent. How do we find profit percent? It is always profit over the cost price. Cost price is 16. So 4 is the profit over this 16. So answer is 25% profit. This is also very easy. Here I have written these 4 lines, but in exam you don't need to do all this rough work. You can assume it as 1. Cost price of 1 orange is 1. So cost of 20 is going to be 20. You don't need to write all this. Correct? You can solve this orally. So answer is 25% profit. Either apply this formula or solve using concept method. Both are very easy. Next example. Raju purchases 20 chocolates for rupees 35 and sells 19 chocolates for rupees 35. Find profit percent or loss percent. Remember one thing, whenever we find any profit percent or any loss percent, the quantity should be same. If I tell you, I bought 1 chocolate for 10 rupees and I sold 100 chocolate for say 200 rupees, can you compare them for finding profit or loss? You cannot, because the quantities are different. I am talking about cost price of 1, I am talking about selling price of 100. So you cannot compare them. That means the quantities should be equal. When you need to compare profit or loss and when you need to find profit percent or loss percent, then quantities should be equal. Always remember this. Here quantities of buying, he bought 20 but he sold 19. Quantities are different, so we cannot compare the prices. The quantities should be equal, so first we will make them equal. Here comes the term unitary method. Unit means 1. We are given cost price of 20 chocolates. We will find out cost price of 1 chocolate. We are given selling price of 19 chocolates. We will find selling price of 1 chocolate and then we will compare them. This is unitary method. So how can we find it? 20 chocolates cost is 35. 1 chocolate cost is how much? This into this divided by this. So cost price of 1 chocolate is equal to 35 upon 20. Right? What is selling price? 19 chocolate 35. For 19 chocolate selling price is 35. For 1 chocolate how much is the selling price? Selling price of 1 chocolate will be this into this divided by this, 35 upon 19. Right? 35 upon 20, 35 upon 19. Difference between them will be profit or loss. What is more here? Cost price is more or selling price is more? 35 upon 20, 35 upon 19. Which number is more? We have covered this type of examples when we learned that ascending and descending order of fractions. If you remember how to find which fraction is greater, which fraction is lower. Please watch that clip, comparison of fractions or ascending or descending. I have covered there 8 types. How to compare fractions. Here 35 by 20 and 35 by 19 numerators are same. When numerators are same, the fraction with lower denominator is higher value. Please watch that video. So here 35 by 19 is more than 35 by 20. That means SP is more than CP. So it's going to be profit. Profit is how much? SP minus CP. (35) is common factor. This type of subtractions, here it will be 20, here 19. So 1 upon their product, 19 2s are 38. So your answer is 35 upon 380. I hope you know how I got this. If you are not able to add and subtract fractions, again please watch the earlier videos of addition and subtraction of fractions, and please practice. You need it often. So now we have the profit 35 upon 380. What is the cost price? This is profit of one chocolate. Remember, this is profit on one chocolate. Cost price of one chocolate is 35 by 20. This is profit. So can we find profit percent? How do we find profit percent? Profit upon cost price multiplied by 100, isn't it? Now profit is 35 upon 380. Cost price is 35 upon 20 multiplied by 100. How do you perform this division? Division means multiplying by the reciprocal. So 35 upon 380 into 35 upon 380. Now division will turn to multiplication and this will turn to reciprocal. Division means multiplying by the reciprocal. Copy this 100 as it is. 35 gone. This is 1, this is 19. So it is 100 upon 19% profit. Can you convert it into decimal? 19 5s are 95, 19 2s are. So 5.2% profit. That was unitary method. We can solve it also with one more method. Let's see that. Some students find this one easy because in unitary method we need to deal with lot of fractions. Here we don't need many fractions. So let us see this method also. What is given to us? 20 chocolates are bought for 35, 19 are sold for 35. These both informations are given to us. And as I said, quantities of chocolates should be equal to compare prices of cost prices or selling prices. To compare selling price or cost price, the quantities should be equal. How can we make this equal? This is 20 and this is 19. Their LCM is going to be their product 380 because there is no common factor. So what we will do? We will multiply this by 19 and we will multiply this by 20. See how? For finding cost price, first we are trying to find cost price. For 20 chocolates it is 35. So I am going to multiply it by 19. So here also I need to multiply by 19. This will be 380 chocolates. 35 into 19, 19 5s are 95, carry forward 5, 9, 19 3s are 57 and 9 6 65. So cost price for 380 chocolates is going to be 665. Now selling price. 19 chocolate selling price is given to me. I am going to multiply this also. This I am multiplying by 20, so this also I have to multiply by 20. This is 380 chocolates. So now quantities are equal. 35 into 20 is 700 rupees. So now I have cost price of 380 chocolates. I have selling price of 380 chocolates. I have 665 and 700. So what is more here? Selling price is more than cost price. And what is the profit? 700 minus 665, that is 35. 35 is the profit over which cost price? 665. So profit percent is 35 upon 665 into 100. 5 7s are, 5 1s are, and 5 3s and 5 3s are, 7 1s are, 7 1s are 7, so 100 upon 19% profit. Same, earlier also we got the same answer, 100 upon 19, but here we avoided the fractions. What we did here? 20 and 19, we multiplied this by 19 and this by 20. So this became 380 chocolates, this also became 380 chocolates, and that's how we found our answer. We avoided the fractions. 100 upon 19% profit, or if you convert it, it will be 5.2% profit. If you haven't understood what we did here, why we multiplied by 19 here and 20 here, you can watch this much part of video again, or we are going to solve many more examples in today's session so that you will understand it perfectly. Let's move to the next example. 6 pens are bought for rupees 5. 5 pens are sold for rupees 6. Find the profit or loss percent. Here we are given cost price of 6 and selling price of 5. So we cannot compare. We should have equal quantities to compare CP and SP. So first we will see the unitary method. Unitary method means finding cost price and CP and selling price of one pen, quantity 1. So first we will find cost price. 6 pens are bought for 5. 6 pens are bought for 5 rupees. So one pen is bought for how many rupees? This into this divided by this. So cost price of one pen is this into this divided by this 5 upon 6. If I talk about selling price, 5 pens are sold for rupees 6. 5 pens are sold for 6. One pen is sold for how much? This into this divided by this 6 upon 5. So selling price of one pen is 6 upon 5. Now we have cost price of one pen. We have selling price of one pen. Can we compare them? Which one is more? Look at this fraction. 6 upon 5. Its value is more than 1. 5 upon 6. Value less than 1. Proper and improper fractions. Again watch earlier videos. See, you should be very good in basics of fractions. So please don't avoid earlier videos. You may think that we have learned it in 3rd standard, 4th standard, 5th standard. What ma'am have made these videos about fractions. But no, you need it. You need it often. So please watch those earlier videos. So 5 upon 6 and 6 upon 5. 6 upon 5 is more. And how much more? So let's find the profit. Profit is equal to SP minus CP. 6 upon 5 minus 5 upon 6. 6 6 are 36. 5 5 are 25. 11 upon 30 is the profit. And how do we find profit percent? It is profit upon cost price. Cost price is how much? 5 upon 6 into 100. Division now becomes multiplying by the reciprocal. 5 5 are 25 and this is 4. So 44% profit. That's your answer by unitary method. Now let's see the other method also where you can avoid fractions. Cost price is given to us 6 pence for 5 rupees. Selling price is given to us 5 pence for 6 rupees. And what is the condition? To compare these prices, that quantity should be equal. 6 pence and 5 pence. So their LCM is 30. So what can I do? I can multiply this by 5 and I'll multiply this by 6, right? 6 pence 5 rupees. So 30 pence. For 30 pence it will be how much? 5 times 30 pence cost price will be 25. For 6 pence it is 5 rupees. For 30 pence it will be 25. Selling price is given to me 5 pence 6 rupees. So for 30 pence it will be how much? I am multiplying by 6. It will be 36 rupees. Correct? So now I have cost price of 30 pence, selling price of 30 pence. Can I now compare which is more? Selling price is more. This is 36 and this is 25. And by how much more? What is the profit? 36 minus 25, that is 11. 11 is the profit over cost price of 25. So what will be profit percent? 11 upon 25 into 100. This is 44. So answer is 44% profit. Here also we got same. Here also we got same. But here we dealt with fractions. In unitary method there are a lot of fractions. But here by LCM method it becomes easier. So it's up to you which method you want. If you are fast in fractions operation, this method is also fine. Otherwise this method is also fine. Up to you. Now if you remember the very first example that we solved in this session, in this particular part, just go to that first example. In the concept method, what we did? We found out cost price of 16 oranges and selling price of 16 oranges, and only then we compared it. Getting it? So here also first we made the quantities equal and then we compared their prices, and that's how we understood that there was a profit. Correct? See the very first example, concept method. So you know that for comparing prices the quantities should be same. Now let's move to the next example. This example is little tricky. It is from previous year papers and children often make mistake, and what mistake they make, that also I will explain to you. First let us read it. A fruit seller buys some oranges at the rate 6 for rupees 10 and equal number of oranges at the rate 7 for rupees 10. He sells all the oranges at the rate 10 for rupees 10. Find profit percent. Here have they mentioned he bought how many oranges, he sold how many oranges? They haven't mentioned it. This is rate. He bought some oranges at the rate 6 for 10. That doesn't mean he bought 6 oranges. Here is the common mistake made by the students. This is rate. This is not the number of oranges that he bought. He bought only some oranges. We don't know what is this sum. This can be 2 oranges. This can be 20. This can be 200 oranges also. The cost is 6 oranges for 10 rupees. Then you buy 60 oranges or 600 oranges is up to you. The rate is 6 oranges for 10 rupees. Got it? There was some other quality and that price was 7 oranges for 10 rupee. Okay, so these may be little big oranges and these are small oranges. So you got that 7 for rupees 10. This little big oranges you got for 6 for rupees 10. So what he did? He sold all those oranges at the rate of 10 for rupees 10. He sold all oranges. We don't know how many oranges he bought, but he sold all oranges that he bought, and this was his rate. So if he bought 200 oranges, he sold also 200 oranges. So that means we can compare these two, because whatever he bought, he sold all of them. The quantities are equal. And that's how we can now compare and we can find profit percent or loss percent. The meaning of example is clear? Now let's see how to solve this. I can solve this by assuming that he bought X oranges at this rate and X oranges at this rate, because they are saying equal number of oranges at 7 for rupees 10. So if he bought X oranges at this rate, he bought X oranges for this rate. That I can assume, right? So 6 oranges for 10 rupees. X oranges for how many rupees? This into this divided by this. So 10x upon 6. The other quality oranges also he bought X oranges because equal number of oranges. 7 oranges for 10 rupees. X oranges for how many rupees? This into this divided by this. So 10x upon 7 rupees. Am I right? So what is his total cost price? Total 10x upon 6 plus 10x upon 7. If I 10x outside, seven and 6, $130x upon 42. That is his total cost price. Am I right? Now what we need to find? We need to find total selling price so that we can find whether it is profit or loss, right? So let us find total selling price. He sold 10 oranges for 10. So 10 oranges for 10 rupee, and total he has how many oranges? 2x oranges. Am I right? 10 oranges for 10 rupees, that means 2x oranges for 2x rupees. So his total selling price is going to be 2x. 2x and 130x upon 42. Which is more? Look at this number. 130 and 42. This is 3 times of 42, nearly 3 times. So this is going to be more than 3, more than 3x, and this is 2x. So cost price is more than selling price. So there is going to be loss. And how much loss? Cost price minus selling price. So let us find out loss. (130x upon 42 minus 2x). We could have reduced it, but I didn't reduce it. I thought there may be few cancellations later, or otherwise we could have reduced it by 2. Let's see. 42. So this is 130x minus 84x upon 42. Now I can divide by 2. So this is 23x upon 21. This is loss. Correct? And the cost price is this. So loss percent will be how much? 23x upon 21 divided by 130x upon 42 into 100. X will get cancelled. 0 here, 0 here. 21 ones are 22, 2s are. So 23, 46, this is 460 in the numerator and 13 in the denominator. That many percent loss. 13 3s are 39 and 13. So I can convert it. 13 3s are 39 and 13 5s are 65. Loss. That will be my answer. Let's try it by LCM method so that we can avoid fractions. Cost price is, rate is 6 oranges for 10 and 7 oranges for rupees 10. These two are cost prices of different qualities. We don't know how many oranges are bought. So what we can do, we can assume some number. We had assumed x there. See what we can assume here. 6 and 7. If I want to equate them, I'll have to multiply this by 7 and this by 6. This I can multiply by 7 and this by 6. So what will happen here? 42 oranges for 70 rupees. And here 42 oranges for 60 rupees. So 84 oranges for 130 rupees. Correct? I multiplied this by 7 and this by 6. 6 oranges for 10 rupees, that means 42 oranges for 70 rupees. 7 oranges for 10 rupees, that means 42 oranges for 60 rupees. And he is going to sell all of them, correct? He bought 84. So 84 orange, his cost was 130. And they are saying he sold 10 for rupees 10. 10 for rupees 10, and now we are assuming it as 84 oranges. So he sold 84 oranges for 84, isn't it? He sold 10 oranges for 10 rupees. That means 84 oranges for 84 rupees. This was his cost price and this is selling price. What is more? Cost price is more. How much? 46. Cost price is, so this is loss. Loss is always on cost price. So 46 upon 130 into 100. This is 460 upon 13% loss. We can also convert it. 13 3s are 39. then 13 5s are, and then 13 3s are again. 35.3% loss. So it became very easy with the LCM method. We solved it by assuming x, but it included many fractions. Instead of that, when we solved it using LCM method, in 3-4 lines we got the answer. We can solve this with unitary method also. That 6 oranges for 10 rupees, so 1 orange for 10 upon 6. 7 oranges for 10 rupees, so 1 orange for 10 upon 7. Then we can add, then we can find SP. Same way, we have solved 2 problems with unitary method. But for unitary method also there will be lot of fractions. So my advice would be you go for this LCM method so that you will be faster in calculations. Now you may think that if this LCM method is just 2 or 3 liner method, then why ma'am is wasting her time in discussing unitary method or assuming X type, those type of methods. Why I am discussing all these methods, the reason behind is it that makes your basic concepts very clear. Its indirect effect on other chapters also. See, it's not necessary that you use unitary method for profit and loss. It's not necessary. But you should understand what implications are there when we find something for quantity 1. It helps you in other chapters. So it's my duty to explain all the basic concepts and then discuss all these shortcuts. If I directly discuss shortcuts, your basic concepts won't never be clear. And then other chapters, whenever suppose some shortcut doesn't strike you, then you will get stuck up in the exam. But if your basic concepts are clear, your fundamentals are clear, any chapter is going to be easy for you. And that's why I keep on discussing these methods. So though some of you may find it's waste of time, it's not waste of time. It is clearing your fundamentals as indirect effect. My next part is going to be combination of profit and loss and allegation rule. How allegation rule can be applied to different problems of profit and loss. What shortcut can we use? Those type of examples I'm going to cover in part 5, and after that I'm going to start with mark price and discount and how to find profit and loss. So that will be from part 6, but for part 5 I'm going to cover how allegation rule can be used for different profit and loss examples with the shortcut. So if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please do so. It's absolutely free. Maths in Minutes with Priya. I'm waiting for your comments, likes and suggestions. If you haven't understood this particular part, LCM method, please watch it again so that your concepts become very clear. So see you in next part. Till then, stay happy, stay blessed. Bye for today.